Okay, hello everybody, and let's get my face up there. Yes, there I am. Okay, so hello everybody, welcome to another Czech chat with that Matt85. That's me, and as advertised, today's chat, we're going to be talking about. Let's put it this way. So last week we got some exciting announcements about new video game happenings, and if you're paying attention, you know that the Luna was announced. I don't know if that's a good picture for it, but that's the picture I got. Luna being the Amazon cloud gaming service. And yes, funny enough, it just showed up in the middle of a stream, a week that was talking about Xbox pre-orders, PS5 pre-orders, PS5 pricing. How are we going to get all this stuff? And then Amazon's like, oh hey, we have a cloud gaming service called Luna here. Yes, so I thought this would be a good opportunity to go over what is Luna, what are the other cloud gaming options, and what is cloud gaming. Before we get all to that, though, I want to say I am that Matt85. I do tech chats here every Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern, and I'd like to say it's not a set in stone time, but it's the only thing I've done that I've really been consistent with, so perhaps it is. We go over with tech chats different technology updates, gaming, computer, whatever I feel like is new in the news or needs to be explained to whoever's watching. That's what we're trying to go over with here. And I also do a wrestling podcast with WWE AEW Wrestling Podcast on Wednesdays with a friend John Bear at his channel. It's Wednesdays at 6 Eastern. I do a movie podcast every so often with a friend Pat, and I put that up on YouTube. I also put this up on YouTube along with kind of older gaming reviews that I've been doing. Also, if you check out my Twitter, at that Matt85, you can find out what I've been up to, what I plan on doing, and any sort of gaming, sports, wrestling comments that I might have going on throughout the day. So, with that out of the way, let's get back to cloud gaming here. So, we're going to start by explaining what cloud gaming is exactly. Let's look at this graph I made. Handy dandy graph. Okay, so very basic, but it's explaining what's going on here. So, you have the first circle being your PC, phone, or tablet and controller that you're using to play the game. Now, how this usually works is you have an app or a piece of software on your computer, phone, or tablet that you open up, start up, and it's, I guess, much like Steam. You have an application, and it's going to have all the games that you have an option to play in that application. So you open the application, and that's the only thing that's running on your device is that application, not the actual game that you're going to be playing, and that's why this is cloud gaming. But you open the application, you pick what game you want to play, and it starts playing on your, again, PC, phone, or tablet. And what... anyway, so... Yes, so what you're actually playing, what your device is actually doing is just basically playing a video stream. It's not any different than if you just press play on Netflix. Your device does not have to process the game. It doesn't have to process the graphics. It doesn't have to process anything except for your controller or input device. And then it just displays what the game is displaying, I guess, in just a video format. So how this works is that, as you see on the graph here, starts with your phone, PC, phone, or tablet, and controller. When you input into your controller, it's sending those inputs over the internet to the server that's hosting the hardware and software. So, for example, if you're playing But yes, for another example, and we'll go over this later, but Xbox has their own cloud gaming service that they kind of just started here. And if you're using their Xbox cloud service, um, they have a server somewhere, just a big room full of computers that's just there to process stuff, and it has the hardware needed to play these Xbox games. And it also has the software, the actual games that are on the hardware there. So you're sending your what your device is doing is sending the controller inputs over to the hardware on these servers. The hardware on the server is interpreting your inputs, but also running the software. So if you press jump, it's running the game and it tells the game to jump. Much like if you had the Xbox in your room and you pressed X on the jump button on the controller, your controller is going straight to the hardware, the Xbox, that has the software in it, and it's telling it to jump. So after it processes all that, it sends it back to your screen in the form of video. And whatever else might be there. I don't know if it has like Rumble features. Maybe it sends Rumble stuff. But it also has all the saved data on there too, so it's not saving it to your phone either. So what's the purpose of this cloud gaming? There's a couple different purposes. The main point being that you may not have a PC. You might not have a PC that can run these games. You might want to be playing it on your phone or tablet, and that's not a very advanced device. But you still want to play these games. So what this is doing is making it so that your phone doesn't have to play these games. Your phone just has to display the video of the games. What's actually playing the game is their expensive hardware that they have in their server, and you don't have to buy that server. What you're doing, and depending on what service you have here, mostly what you're doing is paying the $5 a month fee or whatever, $10 a month fee, whatever the fee might be, and you have whatever device you want to use it on, and that's all you're paying for. In a lot of cases, these are working like Game Pass or PlayStation Now, which both are cloud gaming services in some cases, where you're paying them a bit of money. You have access to a bunch of these different games. You don't have to actually buy the different games. However, there are other services, cloud gaming services, where you do buy the actual games and you still play them on the cloud. Just depends on how you have this all set up, and we're going to look through it. What's the drawbacks for this? The main drawback, I would say, is that basically just a little bit of lag, because it's got to process what you're wanting to do, send it to the server. Server's got to process the game plus what you want to do and send it back to you, and then you're getting that video stream. And if you're playing a game that needs really fast inputs, that just that little bit of delay can kind of throw you off. But if you're playing other games that don't need such exact inputs, like RPGs or even some action games and such, then it's not so much a big a deal. So it's kind of something you want to try out and see what you think. Also, a lot of times you're playing, I guess you're reliant on the company that you're buying from. So for some of these companies like Amazon, you would think, okay, so they're going to be around a while. Of course, in Amazon's case, you also have to see, how long are they wanting to stick with this? If you're the only person that's buying it, they're not making money off it, are they going to get rid of it? Because once they get rid of it, you don't have access anymore. So that's kind of just how digital games work in general compared to physical games. But cloud games are kind of the same way. Even if you don't actually own the game, in the case that you have a subscription, you still don't have access to the games anymore that you're depending on. You'd have to switch your services or buy games individually or whatever you have to do to get the games after that. So let's look specifically at Luna here. So Luna is the one that just came out from Amazon. They have a controller, but I don't think you have to use their controller. It's basically an Xbox 360 controller, and that's kind of how all these work, since Xbox so compatible with PCs. I imagine this is a Bluetooth controller. Yes, it is a Bluetooth controller, so you can with low latency, which helps out. But it's made to connect to your Fire TV, your PC, Mac, phone, whatever you want to hook it up to. Yes, and Luna's advertising, its subscription fee is $6 a month. Has you can play as much as you want. It's a growing library of games. It says it'll let you play in up to 1080p HD with 60 frames per second, with 4K gaming coming soon. You can be playing on 2 different devices at the same time, so that's I guess mostly if you want to share it with a friend or with a brother or sister. And they have a list of games that they're showing here. Not every game, but they have a list of games here, including stuff like Sonic Mania, Trails of Cold Steel 3, Wise 7, Tennis World Tour, Rime, Assassin's Creed Valhalla, just all sorts of games all over the place. You'll see a lot of these games are very similar. It also advertises something about Ubisoft, so I don't know if they're part of it or they're going to be separate or how that's going to work, but I don't think you have to have the controller. You just pay for the subscription. The controller's there if you want it. If you want to play on your PC and you already have an Xbox controller, or you want to play on your phone and you already have a phone controller, that probably all works just fine and dandy. But Amazon's not the only one to have a service like this. A lot of people do, including the Stadia. You might have already heard of that. That is from Google, I believe, made to be played through their Android service. Stadia, I believe, has a streaming, or what would you call that? A on-demand service where, again, you can pay $10 a month and be able to play several different games, including Hitman, Metro, Bomberman, PUBG, and others. Or it looks like they have games that you can just buy and you'll have digital access to through streaming again. And this is a little different than, say, like Xbox Game Pass, and we'll get to that later because it's needs a little bit more explanation. But for example, I have Xbox Game Pass. If I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2, it downloads it to my console, and then I play it from my console. And that's different than cloud gaming. With cloud gaming, it's not going to download anything to your console. It's not going to download anything to your computer. It's not going to download anything to your phone and whatever your device is. It's going to just be running on the hardware that is wherever the server is. Stadia also has its own controller that I also believe you don't need to have, but it's most likely also a Bluetooth controller so that it's compatible with all sorts of different devices. Let's see here. Okay, so Stadia is free, but I mean, it's a free program, but unless you buy games, you don't have any games to play on it. Stadia Pro is what lets you have the list of whatever games. Yeah. So Stadia is another option you can go with. And this option lets you pick different games that you would possibly want to buy and own as long as they keep going. Now, we also have, and I didn't know about this surprisingly, but NVIDIA has their own kind of streaming service. So let's see here. NVIDIA's is called GeForce Cloud Gaming. I'm not sure if it's completely out yet or if it's still in beta. It says you get to play the games that you already have. I'm not sure if it's integrated. Let's see here, actually. Let's actually take a look at this. Connects to digital PC game stores. So GeForce Now is kind of an overlay. So if you have Steam and you've bought Steam, it works with that. So how I guess this would work would be turning your own computer into the cloud, basically. So let's say you want to play, Cuphead on your phone. Cuphead's not really out on a mobile platform, but you have it on your PC. So what you would do is have this GeForce Cloud Gaming thing application running on your PC, and on your phone you open up the app for it. It connects from the phone to your PC and starts using your PC to play the game. You're seeing it and controlling it from your phone, but your phone is not the one that's actually playing the game, processing the data needed. It's just showing the video and sending the inputs to your computer. This is a little different than the other ones I showed you, where all of the games and everything were part of their own platform. This is working with your computer as the platform. It's making your computer the cloud server. It's nothing that you really have to do. You just have to make sure that your computer is connected to the internet, and that you also have a connection with whatever device you're playing on. Not too complicated, but yet another way to do some cloud gaming. Also, we're going to be looking at here Vortex. I had found this out. I'm not even sure who's exactly sponsoring this one. It might even be its own company, but we have a Vortex, which again lets you, it's mostly for turning smaller devices like your phone, but you can use this on your computer, Mac, wherever the app is out for. Let's see here. So it looks like this is another one where you're going to have a subscription fee, and you're going to be able to play whatever games they have as part of their subscription fee. And they have a basic plan, a pro plan, and an ultra plan with different price points and different games that are part of it. The basic plan has games like Grand Theft Auto 5, Fall Guys, Magic the Gathering, Arena, Fallout 76, The Witcher 3, Doom, and if you want to look at the Pro plan, has games like Golf Peaks, Tempest. Any games that I actually know, though? Well, let's look at their Ultra plan. That's all the games. Ultra plan has, let's see here. Not seeing any Ultra plan exclusives. I'm guessing Ultra plan also, they have a big list of games here, just different kind of PC games you would expect to see. Freight Tycoon Ferry, Epistory. Yeah, I'm guessing the Pro plan is more about letting you stream faster. Okay, so yes, basic plan is $10 a month. Pro plan is $20 a month. So they have limits for how much you can play. Okay, so the basic plan has HD quality, plays on Android, Windows, and Mac, allows you to play for 50 hours per month, has 65 games that you have to choose from. The Pro plan has HD quality, not full HD quality, but that's coming soon. Allows you to play 80 hours a month and has 160 games in the library. The Ultra plan right now, it looks like it basically, the big difference is that it allows you to play 140 hours a month. And why does it cost more to play more? It's because, I guess, the bandwidth and the server time and all that stuff. The more you play, the more it's going to cost them, basically. I'm not saying this is the best service, but it's a different choice. When you're picking these services out, you want to check out how exactly it works, how much you trust them, how much it costs, what games they have access to, and all of that to decide what is best for you. But as I was telling you before, we were talking about all these kind of off-brand cloud gaming services. We still have the on-brand cloud gaming services, and we'll start with PS Now. PS Now is not just cloud-based gaming, but it does include cloud-based gaming. For some of the games, you can download it to your PlayStation 4 and play those games. Some of the games is streaming only. They don't want you to download it to your PS4, whatever agreement they had with the makers of the game. Um, so, yeah, so this is also set up so that you can play it on your PC. But when you're playing it on your PC, it is all cloud gaming. So if you're playing Dirt Rally, as you can see on the preview there, you won't be downloading Dirt Rally to your PC. You'll be streaming it from the cloud from Sony's servers or wherever the case may be. And with PlayStation Now, you get the little app that they have. You plug in your PS4 controller, and it lets you play using your PS4 controller plugged into your PC. And of course, if you're using the cloud through the PlayStation 4, then you just play it like you normally would. You don't really notice the difference, I guess. It's just maybe, again, a little latency in lag in what you're doing and what's actually happening on the screen. So that is also one of the downsides with PlayStation Now as compared to Game Pass. Xbox's Game Pass is all download. We'll go over that later, but as for PlayStation Now, even though you're running it on your PS4 console, some of the games are cloud only. And to be honest, I don't quite understand. Like, I understand maybe they made an agreement with the companies, but I don't understand why the companies don't want it. Much like Xbox Game Pass, once it's not a game on Game Pass anymore, you can't play it. It might still be on your hard drive, but you can't play it. So there's nothing to do but just get rid of it, really. Maybe keep your save file, or I guess maybe you can keep the game and then go buy it and you don't have to download it later. But for some reason with PlayStation Now, some of the games are cloud only, no matter where you play it at. But that does bring us to the last one we're going to look at here, the Xbox Game Pass. So they just opened up. So the Game Pass originally was just for Xbox. Gives you a list of games that you can play. You download it to your Xbox and you play them. They opened it up to PC. So a lot of the games, and maybe some games that are only on PC, are now available for PC with the Game Pass. You don't have to buy the games. You have the Game Pass. You can download the game to your hard drive and play the game until you no longer have the Game Pass. Then you lose access to it. They now just started the Cloud Game Pass. Basically the same thing, except you're playing it on your phone is mostly what it's meant for. So, again, they have a controller for it that you can use. You don't have to use their controller. You can use whatever controller you have that allows you to play. And it's not relying on your phone to process the game and to process the graphics and all that stuff. Again, you're playing it on the cloud. It's giving you access to a lot of the Xbox games. I don't know if this is every single game. Much like how I said that the PC has a couple exclusive games and doesn't have access to some of the games that you would have to get on the Xbox One console for. So I don't know if the cloud gaming that they're doing with the Xbox Game Pass, I don't know if that's all the games, all the same games that are on the PC, or if they also have their own list of a few exclusives and a lot of the sames, but some of them that you can't get to. But so where do we wind up with this? It's definitely a person-to-person thing. Even though I'm a little more open to digital gaming and these subscription services, I generally like to have the physical disc, and that's because once I play it, I want to sell it. But if I'm paying $10 a month and I'm getting a game I really want, I'd rather just do that, get it done, and not have to buy it for $50 and then sell it for $40 later, and have it come out to be basically the same thing. So digital gaming, like I said, I'm more open to that. As far as the cloud gaming, I would really have to see it to try it to really decide how it is, and I might do that soon with Sony and the PlayStation Now. Um, I Again, it depends on what game I'm playing because I stream Fall Guys, and that is it kind of is cloud gaming, I guess, to be honest. I'm playing it on my PC, but my PC is not doing the work. It's just connected to my PlayStation 4 that's doing the work. And to me, that's a little different too. It's not going as far. It doesn't have a big server that handles all the data. So I'd have to try one of these services, the Luna or and I don't think I will because I'm not really that interested. But but I'd have to try. I don't really want to game on my phone is a big thing. If you want to game on your phone, it's a bit different. Um, but I'd have to try it, see if there's a lot of lag, whether I'm using my PC or my phone or stuff. I think it's an interesting idea if you're out and about a lot, if you're at school and they allow you to play games on break time and you want to play games. If you're on break at work and you have your phone with you, there's a lot of different times when being able to game on your phone is maybe your only opportunity or maybe your preferred opportunity, and to have access to these full games instead of just the little dumbed down phone versions of these different games. Um, might be a very good idea for a lot of people, but again, I would want to see how is there a big lag? Is there problems? How how much of a connection speed do I need to have to be able to transmit the data, to be able to download the data? Is it all working out? And that I haven't done yet. I haven't tried these all out, so I can't give you personal recommendations. I can say that it's a good idea, and at some point, it's possibly going to be just as well as having the console actually in front of you. It's never going to be exactly the same, but if you got a really fast internet speed, then it's going to cut down that lag a lot. So hopefully this helps out with anybody that has been wondering about the cloud gaming services, that heard about the Luna, has heard about the Stadia, and wants to really understand what it is. That pretty much is what it is here. And if you have any questions about it, and you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave a comment. I like to try and go through and be able to answer the questions that people have or respond to different comments. Send me tweets at Twitter too if you have questions. That being said, I want to thank everybody that's here and thank everybody that's watching this afterwards. Thank you for your support. Check out check out my Twitter basically for everything. Links to everything. Links for when things are uploaded to YouTube. Links to when I'm doing live streams. Everything. So that's definitely the place to be if you want to get a little more content from me. Thank you again, and we're going to look for somebody to raid here really fast.